Alright, welcome back to the League Race, this time with FTRL for round number 10, I think, of FTRL Division 1. So, dry qualifying, but a wet start to the race. This really doesn't do anything to change the setup, but it does make you ask a question as what to do with the tyres. We'll get to that in a little bit. So, heading into this one, I felt not too bad. I thought the pace was okay. I could do some low sevens in qualifying. So, excuse me, I didn't think that was too bad. Anyways, we're going to load the setup. We're going to see what the story is. Had a wet setup just in case because rain is likely here. So, 2.6 wings for a qualifying. I think I changed it to 50-60 on the old diff. I could have left that 55, but oh well. 8 on the roll bars. I actually changed the front one, but there's the suspension and then brakes and pressures. I tried up, but yeah. Anyways, here's my qualifying lap. I'm gonna go through this one because awful start. I completely missed the apex. I'm like, great, this lap could be bust already. But decent exit got me some time back up then. But I did lose a bit of time, all things considered. Now, 17.5 of my opening banker. I didn't set the second lap time. So again, heading through. I go a little wide, so I lost more time there. So already this lap is looking pretty bad. But then the lap really comes together. Get fully on the throttle here, make us some time up there. Good braking point, made some time up there. So now we're getting to get somewhere. Again, up to 4th, quickly, fully on the throttle. 10th up here. And then coming out of this difficult corner traction. I left it in 3rd. And I felt good about that. That was probably the better thing I did. So somehow I'm nearly up 3/10, having had a poor first sector. So honestly, it's going to be a 7-2. Honestly, the potential could have been there for a 7 flash, 7-1. It is only good enough for 10th place. I drove my absolute heart out that lap. It was only good enough for 10th. Anyways, intermediate conditions to start. Formation lap. Jeff said 5 to 10 minutes on the rain. We'll see how that goes. But away we go. Lean mixture to start. Tentatively crawl away. I actually thought the first part of my start was okay, but Adam, I think, just booted the overtake. And they're going to file in carefully into turn 1. The car on the inside there, I was like, thinking, please don't. Leave space there for Adam. Then try and get on the power. Tentatively, again, this is all feeling out the conditions. This first lap is all about feeling the conditions out, seeing where we are. Had to remember to run up back to Rich. Again, nice and easy in the brakes. I was actually afraid someone might go for the move here. Lennon's going to pull alongside. Like, he went wide. So if he hadn't gone wide, I probably would have had to leave him the space, and I would have had to let him go there, basically. But he ran wide, so it allowed me to kind of move back over slightly, and he had to back off. So nothing really else doing in this first lap. Again, it's all about feeling the conditions, all about trying to not hit the car in front. So, yeah. Anyways, moving on to lap 2. Sway's going to have a big moment here, heading out of on the exit of Junsao. So I'm going to pull up alongside on the outside, and I'm going to get that move done for P10. So early days, again, we're 1.4 behind Adam. Again, I'm getting more and more comfortable with this car as the conditions, as we kind of get on. So I eventually got on really nicely on top of this in the intermediate conditions. I felt pretty good on the pace. Anyways, lap 5. Cliffy is going to come here. I'm not going to fight this too much, really. I know he's front-running pace, but he's not at the front of the grid for whatever reason. But there's no point fighting that. He's just, he's going to get me one way or the other. So may as well lose as little time as possible in doing just that. So he's going to go. And we're going to move on to the end of lap 8. There's going to be an incident in front. City Posh loses the car, collides on the outside then, and then boom. VSC is deployed. This is the perfect timing. The perfect time. My teammate has gone by anyways. I was going to pit this lap where, like, I was going to do the opposite of Tico did, basically, because I actually, because I didn't think it would be worth. If he came in this lap, I don't think it would have been worth sitting behind him in the pits or potentially whatever delay my pit crew has. So I would have gone out an extra lap, even if it wouldn't have been ideal for the conditions. But this worked out perfectly then. Hard combat tires, lap 9. The original plan was to do softs until extend softs lap 15 or so, and put mediums to the end. But on the exit of the pits here, VSC is still active. Big snap there. Again, this pit lane is wet, so you're really trying to feel your way from the conditions, and the track is still drying. But as soon as we exit this pit lane, I knew that the delta is still going to be a thing. The pit lane, the VSC delta is going to be ending as well. So had to be very careful there. And see, I was just over, just under a tenth or so, around a tenth or so, and hoping Sway wouldn't hit into the back of me there and damage his wing because, yeah, because that would have been disastrous. And I knew the delta was going to be tight on exit. So we played that really nicely because if I had gone the throttle quickly, then I would have got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. Sway gets through that straight again. I wasn't going to hold him up, so he was much quicker than me anyway. So off he goes. Again, still trying to feel for the conditions. But this part of the race then just ends up settling in a bit. Lennon's here on mediums, and honestly, I knew he'd have to pit again, so I just let him go. Let him go down the inside, and yeah, simple as that. Because I know those mediums won't last to the end. Because if you want to pit, like these tires, I remember, are really, really good. Like they are good, but even the mediums won't do that much time. So lap 12, Cliffy then again he's behind on mediums again. I'm pretty sure he's not going to the end on those. Or if he is, he's going to be in trouble. So, I was in Rich for longer than I need to be here, really. But I didn't really need to be. But anyways, let him go. I probably didn't even realise I was in Rich, to be honest. But yeah, because I wouldn't have used Rich out of that traction zone there. So, just didn't realise it. Anyways, he goes through. There's a group in front. There's Sway, there's Adam. But I'm out of DRS and they're all within DRS, so I missed out with a track like this. You really do miss out on the DRS here if you're not in it. So this is my biggest problem. I wasn't able to stick with Sway. I wasn't able to stick with Cliffy, and as a result, no DRS for me. And the rest are just able to use it to pull away. Lap 11, sorry. P11 there for Lennon. Lap 21, he pits then. Just missed out on the PB there. But yeah, I didn't have the pace to hang within DRS, and once those guys were within DRS, that was it. So, yeah. You see, he was close there. Like, you see, Adam's just within 9/10 then. And Adam was able to get back within DRS, so, and stay there. If he'd been dropped, I don't know. Maybe we'll be able to maintain the gap. Not maybe necessarily close up as Chubbs pits here from in front onto softs. But maybe might be able to maintain a gap to Adam. Maybe that way. But he's able to stick within DRS, which means Sway was pulling him along. So, anyways, I really thought Chubbs, and this is the thing at this stage, hardly anyone's getting any penalties. I have one warning, but no one's really getting penalties. So, So like, well, great. This is not good. This is where I'm gonna be at really. Chubb's there, 12 seconds behind or so. So that's where he's at. I expected him to catch me rapidly on the sauce, but it never happened in the end. He got to 6 seconds, but honestly, it was under 5 seconds briefly, and then I actually improved the gap. It just stopped. It just stopped coming down. So, anyways, he pits again, so that basically secures me into P10 then.
Well, he's got a pattern.
And I actually forgot to. I actually cut it out. I actually didn't mean to, because I forgot until now. Cliffy tried to take those mediums to the end of the race, but got a puncture on the second to last lap. So we got by him. Here's the end of the race. Just 200s away from my PB then. These hards will go all the way with you, man. They really will. And the mediums are the same, softs are the same. So it's P9 in the end. Oops, I zoomed in on the wrong thing. Oh well, doesn't really matter. P9, again, it turns out people did get penalties, but I just wasn't close enough to actually do it. Honestly, I was really happy with how I drove. I'm going to zoom that out. You're not going to see this because... but I'm zoomed in by accident here, so I'm going to zoom out, so you're going to see the penalty situation at the time. But I just wasn't close enough in the end to make those penalties count, so... but I was really happy with how I drove. I was really happy with the pace on the hards. The consistency in the hards was there. So, yeah. Oh, well, that's just how it goes. So, Brazil wouldn't have been one of my better tracks, but I'm actually pretty disappointed not to be a little bit higher, because, again, I thought my pace was okay. I felt competitive. Whether I was competitive, I don't really know, but I felt competitive, and as a result, I just thought, without DRS, I thought I was setting decent enough time. So, anyways, for my standards anyway, here is the standings. We're actually behind Sway then. You can see there, just 5 points behind Sway. We actually moved ahead of City Posh. Onto the podium is a few points back then as well. So, still in a good position in the standings, all right. But, yeah, basically. That's where we stand. I actually think they may be incorrect. Actually, now I think about it, because I wasn't that many points behind Scuba, I believe. But anyways, Constructor is very tight, 4 points behind Williams, and a couple ahead of AlphaTauri with the DNF to Posh, and then the nice 9-0 there from Tico to myself. So that's where we stand on that. That's going to be it for round number 10 of FTRL. So that's going to be it. I actually think those standings might have been maybe incorrect in some way, because I was only 6 points behind Scuba, and now I'm like the standings like 20 something. So oh well, the standings are actually out. So look, that's all that matters. Again, onto the podium. Does a great job to get those out as quickly as he does. Even before like penalties and anything that is applied. So fair play. But yeah, that's going to do it. Right, Expo's Belgium, I think, is next. So yay, should be fun. Anyways, until next time.